Hey lovies, this is Michelle here at Life Mantra Tarot. I hope that you guys are doing great. Happy Thursday. We're almost there at the end of the week, friends. We're getting there, we're getting there, we're getting there. I hope that the week has been treating you well so far. And that you have some nice plans for the weekend, things like that. If you're new to the channel as you guys start coming in, welcome. I hope you like what you see here and decide to stick around and check out the message, see if it's your vibe, and if it is, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, all that good stuff to help support the channel and stay connected. Oh, and the notification bell, very important, so that you know when I'm on. And if you've been rocking with your girl for a bit already, welcome back and thank you for the continued support. Can't do it without you. So thank you guys for doing what you do. As we see, I have my girl here, the Phoenix Priestess. That is my soulie right there. Love her. Absolutely adore her. So you guys go check her out, okay? That's one of my favorite people in the whole wide world. So, hey Studio Music, how are you? Welcome, welcome, welcome. And that is super exciting, girl. I'm so happy for you. So happy for you. All right, guys, so let's get started now that we have a couple of folks up in here. My cousin Jordan? If it's my cousin, yo, what's up, cousin? Yo, that's my cousin Jordan. Nice. What's up, cousin? How you doing? Love and miss you, mate. Love and miss you. That is my cousin, my first cousin, my pappy side. He's a musician too and a producer and stuff. He lives out. Are you, cuz? Are you still out in Vegas? Are you still out there? I know you like to move around, so that's so cool. Thank you for popping. That's so cool. Yeah, he's very gifted, very talented. So yeah, you might. Now that I know you have a channel, I gotta go check you out too, cuz. All right, so let's get started, guys. Now that we got my soul tribe up in here and blood family too, all at the same time. This is gonna be a good one. All right, guys. So let's get started. Um, as you guys saw in the thumbnail, well, not thumbnail, there was no thumbnail, the title, this is going to be messages of just healing. I feel like a lot of us might need like these messages just to kind of work on ourselves a little bit more and, kind of see where we're headed at this time in our lives and just kind of like a little bit of redirection where needed, right? I'm getting something like that. So we're gonna, see what's going on. All right. Spirit, only let positive energy into this reading for the collective. Show the collective what they need to see at this time for their highest good. Clearest and most accurate messages, please, and thank you. Excuse me. Hi, Ren. Are you coming up here? All right. Ooh, I like it. Look at this. All right, so when I split the deck, we have the collective, and we're talking about the collective, right? Hey, Amanda, how are you? So it says all is connected, collective growth, and supported. And that's what I was feeling, like this sense of camaraderie with each other as we work on healing. We also have letting go here. It says timing, forgive self and others, process emotions. I like it. I like it. So working together to kind of maybe work on our emotions and feelings. I do have a lot of cards like that kind of have to do with, honing in on those different feelings as well. So let's see, because I do have a few different decks that are pre-selected that I felt drawn to. We are going to just probably pull maybe 3 from here to get started. Get the ball rolling. All right. So what does the collective need to know at this time? A couple more shuffles. Thank you. All right. So we have repeating patterns here. Awareness. What is the lesson and break the cycle? So you might feel like there has been like, I heard the word hamster wheel. You might feel like I heard Groundhog Day, so I might like that movie. Might just feel like you're doing the same things over and over and over and just trying to figure out how to, how to break some cycles is what I'm kind of getting. Could be generational for some. We have growth here. It says surrender to the process, simplify your healing in layers, right? Sometimes healing is like peeling like layers back like an onion. As a matter of fact, that analogy was used on me in therapy before. She said, you're very complex. I was like, I know. She said it's like peeling it's like peeling an onion. A lot of layers to you. You know, you have this whole person. This is gonna maybe resonate with a lot of you, right? You have this whole person, right? Which is you. And then, you know, the superficial stuff on the outside. And then the deeper you get, it's just a lot to learn, a lot to take in. So I am getting something like that. And it's a part of the process, right? Being able to peel those layers back, to be able to understand ourselves more. That's what I'm kind of getting. Sensitivity is here in the middle of the deck. Validate self. Vulnerability is strength and projections. So being able to honor how you feel, right? It's feeling like a therapy session in the form of tarot. That's what it's feeling like. If that's not your speed, then you're not going to enjoy this reading. But you know, it could get, my readings can get a little bit deep on here. You know, we cry, we laugh, we do a little bit of everything on here. So, yeah, I was a whole hot mess yesterday crying. But I feel better than I did yesterday, so that's good, right? Keeping in mind also, healing is not linear, right? There's going to be ebbs and flows of the healing process, is what I'm picking up on too. So keep that in mind. We do have divine timing here. Trust the universe, follow the flow, patience, and signs. I like it. Everything happens in its own timing. There's no rush, right? As long as you're trying to work on yourself, you're doing the work, that's the, yeah, it's a part of the growth. Here again, second time. Yeah, it's about finding that balance too. It says all is connected, balance extremes, and inner outer. You know, being able to balance, you know, what's going on within yourself and what's happening on the outside of yourself all at the same time. Not easy. It's a process. We have creatrix here. It says express emotions, birth your creations, womb energy. So what I'm picking up on here is, you know, you could take your the pain that you've encountered and turn it into something positive. You could I said manifest, or almost said manifest, but really what I was going to say was alchemize, or transmute. You can transmute that energy and create something. So, you know, my cousin, he is very gifted, like I said, producer, engineer, all that stuff, in the comments. So, yep, Studio 20 Music. That's my cousin right there. Lives out in Vegas, super cool, doing his damn thing out there. Yeah, it's quite an impressive resume too, just saying. So, you want to go check him out, do so. All right, we have rest here. I've been sleeping, like, I won't say well, but like lately when I come home from work, I'm so fucking tired, and like even if it's a good day, my body is just like, oh my god, I'm so sleepy, and I go to watch something and I fall asleep on it when I come home. Like, I go take my shower because I work with kids, so like I need to get all those germs off me. First thing I do is come home and take a shower, put my PJs on or something comfortable, and then, you know, I relax. But lately I've been coming home taking naps, which I don't typically do. I love naps, but I don't typically take them during the week. But we do have rest here. It says slow down, connect to nature, calm your system. So some of you guys might also resonate with the idea of spending time, you know, in nature. Hug a tree. You know, as I was saying, that hug a tree. You know, plant your feet in some dirt. Some of you guys might actually like planting things. We have relating here, comparison, others' projections, and self-reliance. This is a time to rely on yourself, not what other people are telling you. Maybe that's one of the things that kind of drives you mad a little bit and tires you out, because you feel like you have to live up to the standards of other people. I'm getting, and it's not it's not about living up to other people's standards. It's about doing something for you. What makes you tick? What makes you happy? Confidence, and being able to have the confidence to do that. It says take up space, love yourself, be you. You are worthy. I like it. I like it a lot. Middle of the deck we have honor the journey. Don't rush. Slow down. Experience life, respect others, allow messes. It's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to 9:49 when I looked up, or yeah, 9:49. It's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to learn, right? We live and we learn. It's all a process. Again, like slow and steady wins the race. You know what I mean? Um, the, the key here is really just being able to take the information that's learned from those lessons and being able to apply them to do something greater. In this case, working on healing yourself. Let's get one more from here, Spirit. If this message is resonating so far, let me know in the comments or with your reactions. If you're new to the channel and haven't done so already, hit that like button and subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. And that notification bell so you know when I'm on. Like I said, we do a little bit of everything on here. Most of the readings are a little bit more in-depth and deeper types of readings. But we do love readings. We do a little bit of everything. So, yeah, we channel different types of things on here. But yes, we have earth grounding, and I just said something about maybe spending more time in nature. Calm the mind, connect to body, mindfulness, and nature. I really like this reading so far. I know that's going to start getting a little bit deep, but I can feel it already. We have expression, find voice, bottled up emotions, and communicate. So this might be a time to really communicate your feelings. Maybe like how she's like in the picture, she's like yelling, screaming. Maybe being out in nature could give you that opportunity to just get off your anger out and your emotions. Everything that's been kind of, bottled up. We have unapologetic here. Be yourself. Release societal standards, expectations, and be a mess. Again, you got that same, very similar energy from another card. Yeah, just being authentic, right? Being you, and being okay with that. We have perspective here. It says evaluate beliefs, bird's eye view, observe your reactions. The only thing that you can really control is the way you react to certain things, and that could be done by how you view things, right? Changing your mindset and making sure that you're not, looking at things from, a very superficial 3D level, looking at it from a higher perspective. When we're in the moment, sometimes we don't feel that, right? We're just kind of stuck in our old ways of thinking and doing things. But this could be a time that you're being called right now to kind of start looking at things a little bit deeper, right? All right, so we're gonna start reading now from another deck. We have the Healing Waters Oracle. I'm gonna kind of keep the momentum going with like maybe 3 cards from each deck, and then we'll tap into some a spread from the tarot, and then some final advice from Spirit to close out. All right, what we got here when I split the deck. All right, we have the Pearl Alchemy. See, the reward at the end, from grit to grace. That's here in the middle. And we also have the Sacred Well, replenishment, self-care, giving from a place of plenty. Yeah, you have to be able to take care of yourself in order to put yourself out there. You can't just think that, if I just keep giving, then I, you know what I mean? Like, you have to slow the fuck down, is what Spirit's trying to say. Slow the fuck down. Because you can't really alchemize, right, until you, have the energy to do so. And that requires, that requires you to be at a place of, plenty, which requires rest. All right, so let's get like 3 from here, Spirit. Couple more shuffles. The little thing I have playing in the background. What does it say? She designed a life she loves. Alchemy. And then what does it say? Plan, play, progress, written like on a little note thing. And then discipline and focus is like on the books. That's pretty cool. I'm starting to notice there's like little signs and stuff. Even when I pick one of these random ass videos, I just be like, ooh, this one looks cool. I'm gonna pick that one. And sometimes they have like little things in it where I'm like, oh, interesting. We have stagnant waters, it says here on the bottom. Feeling stuck, a call for shifts, flow, and change. Yes. It's definitely giving like this energy of moving forward after feeling like you've been in a place of stagnancy. Follow the stream, dedication, trust, future rivers and oceans. Follow where you're being guided, right? You're being led to something different, something that's going to allow for you to really be, again, I keep hearing now after I saw that card before, a place of plenty, overflow. beneath the surface is here in the middle. What's driving you? True motives, breaking free. What are your motivations when it comes to why you do the things you do? What is your why is what I'm getting. What is your why? 1515 as I ask that. What is your why? And that's always a good question to ask yourself. The number 6 might be significant for somebody. Let me know in the comments if that resonates. You might be seeing the number 6 a lot, which represents balance. We have let it go, release the past, forgive, soften, move forward. Yes. Big time. The healing lagoon, rejuvenate. They keep talking about this, the energy of resting and healing the actual physical body. Rejuvenate, recover, time to heal. It's safe to stop. Yeah, you guys are just moving like at 1,000,000 miles per hour. Like, you have to slow down. Let it rain, allowing what is, inevitability, trust. You know, you can't control everything. The only thing we can't control is how we react to it. I said that already. And stagnant waters is here again in the middle. 16:16 on the timer. All right, let's get 2 more from here, Spirit. Somebody definitely needs to express something. Something needs to be said. Whether it's to a person or just even to yourself. It could be a way for you to kind of, you know, channel what you're feeling and dealing with internally. Being able to physically express it some kind of way. Could be through your voice. We have she who flows, or he. Ease, being open to change, go with the flow of life. Officially on the spread. And we have clear waters. I believe this is the cover art. It is. Yeah, this is the cover art. It says clear waters, clear vision, confirmation, right timing. We talked about divine timing and opportunity. Given like the time is now, right? A lot of things are going to start shifting as you're working on yourself. Metamorphosis, embrace transformation. Things are now different. I just heard here and now, Luther Vandross. Here and now, I promise to love faithfully. The sweet waters, sensuality, romance, enjoyment, fertility, and balance. Stepping into your, you know, your divine feminine energy is what I'm getting. Now, if you're a masculine who's watching, hey Elizabeth, how are you? Welcome, love. You know, keep in mind we do have, you know, all of us have masculine energy and feminine energy. And when we balance both of them out, that helps with our sense of alignment. So just understand that. You know, men be like, nah, I don't want to be feminine. Like, it's not like actually being feminine. It's just being able to understand like there's nothing wrong with a little bit of softness and tenderness too, right? You don't have to be all hard all the time, right? Getting in touch with emotions, that kind of thing, right? Be kind to yourself. Maybe there's a reason why I put this shirt on today, because like I didn't know what the hell I was gonna put on. I was like, whatever's clean, just throw it on before I go on here. I had on like loungewear before, so I was like, that's probably not appropriate right now. So I was like, let me just put some like an actual shirt on. We have the wishing well here. It says unexpected gifts, kindness, wow, and karmic jewels. Yeah, a lot of things are about to start to happen and change, guys, for you. Because again, you've been doing the work. You're working on yourselves, or you're in the process at the very least. And you know, with that karmic jewels card is giving like, you know, your dharma, right? The good things that are going to get ready to come towards you because of the effort that you put into this part of your journey. Is what I'm getting. All right, so let's see. We have another deck here from the same author. This is the what is this deck? Because I don't have the box anymore. This one is the I think the Light Seekers. No, not Light Seeker. Light Worker. This might be like the Light Worker deck, but I forget, to be honest. Beautiful deck though. I have like about 4 of her decks at this point. Really, really nice ones. All right, Spirits, we're going to shuffle a couple more times. Again, if you guys are resonating with the messages as you come in, let me know in the comments or with your reactions. Hit that like button as well. If you're new, subscribe. Why not? Be a part of the tribe. You know, we do so many different types of readings on here. I do free stuff too. I don't do them often, but when I do, they fill up fast. And it's like basically getting like a full reading in a matter of like for free. That's basically what I'm trying to get at here. They'd be like, yo, your readings though? Like, them shits is like extensive. Like, most people will be like, you know, if it's gonna be free, they answer a yes or no question or something like that. Pull maybe 2 cards. Nah, I pull a spread. Answer your questions, all that stuff. So just saying, you know, if you want to be a part of that, you might want to subscribe. All right. Wow. How many times is this energy going to show up? Water your garden. Water your garden. Nourishment, body care, tenderness, rest. Some of these words I actually like use out of my own mouth, aside from what was like on the cards. I'm sorry. Defenselessness, righting past wrongs, and uprooting. And we did get a card about like practicing forgiveness and stuff before. So yeah, saying sorry to yourself, you know, accepting, you know, the apologies of other people. I know that's hard. But just because you accept somebody's apology doesn't mean that they have to be a part of your life. Difference. Hyrith is here. Longing for home. Homesick for the stars. Sometimes you might feel like you're of this planet, but not really like of it. You know, it's like where the hell am I actually from? Like, because this feels crazy. And if you believe in that kind of stuff, some of you guys might be light workers and stuff like that. And that's kind of what this deck is about. But yeah, it makes the human experience even that much more complex, quite frankly. Alright, so let's get like 3 cards from here to keep the momentum going. Hey, Rainy Rain, what you doing, mama? Being nosy looking out the window. Yeah, officially on the spread. I'm sorry. Bottom of the deck we have Earth pulsing. Pulse of the mother. Slow down. Slow down in time and nature. I mean, come on. The energy just keeps showing up. And water your garden is here again on the top. Weight of the world. Boundaries. Let it go. It's not yours to carry. And it's in the reverse for a reason. There's emphasis on that. You know, you can't carry the weight of the world on your shoulders all the time. That's why they're like, you know, you're feeling slowed down because you're holding on to all this shit that ain't even yours. I'm getting some of you guys might be empaths. Empaths. Let me know in the comments. Holding on to the energy and stuff of other people and then trying to fit society standards and shit because other people are saying that's what you're supposed to do and shit like that. I get it though. I think we've all experienced that and probably still do sometimes, right? All right, what we got? Called soul gifts. Soul gifts and training. It's time to step up. You're called to do something. And I don't think that you, because this card did come out technically in the reverse, I don't think that you guys have been listening. You know, there could be like a nudge from, you know, spirit, if you know, whatever you believe in. You know, the universe, the Most High, whatever way you want to word it, to do something. Don't know what it is, because it's different for everybody. But whatever the case, they're like, you've been called to do this, and you're not necessarily listening. And we have this perspective energy here again, showed up in 2 different decks at this point. It says perspective. None of this matters. Zoom out. Common ground. When you allow yourself to see things from a new perspective, it allows for you to make changes in your thought patterns, and you know, which also thus involves how you react, how you behave. Fall into my arms. Surrender, holding the opposites extremes of life. Surrender to the Most High, whatever you believe in. They will help guide you. They've been trying, but again, sometimes, you know, I'm going to say we, because I resonate with this. We're hard-headed. We don't always listen, right? 25 minutes on the clock exactly. 5 people and 5 likes. 5 times 5 is 25. So there could be something about that number, 25. Number 7 might resonate with someone else as well. Let me know in the comments. Double mission, see? Light worker star seed. Serve the world by being you. There's something that there's a gift that you possess that you are meant to share with the world, that you might be nervous to share because of the fact that maybe you've been taught, oh, I can't do this, or I'm not supposed to do this for whatever reason. You know, maybe going against the grain a little bit. And I did pick up on maybe breaking generational patterns earlier. So there could be something that, you know, you're told that you're supposed to do that stems far back to childhood, which is interesting because I did bring these out. Wasn't sure where it was going to, you know, where it was going to, you know, serve its purpose. But ironically, now I'm picking up on that. And it is giving this energy of there could be something that stems back really far, even from childhood, where maybe, you know, there's this expectation placed on you and you've been like, nah. You're like, nah, it doesn't resonate with me. It doesn't feel like this is what I'm meant to do, whatever that is. It could be, you know, going to a certain school, or, you know, having a certain type of career, or, you know, all kind of different things. Hey Kai, what's up, love? How you doing? Welcome, 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 my love. Love to see my people popping in here. All right, so what we got here? We have forge, don't follow. Pave, yeah, see? Pave a new path. Be the leader you wish you had. Bars. Like, and that literally goes in line with what I just said. It's like, you know, there are certain expectations that might have been put onto you from a young age. And you're like, no. Societal standards. You're like, no. These are not things that I want to do. This is not me. And I want to do things my way. I'm hearing like Control by Janet Jackson, and she literally says at the beginning of the song, she's like, what did she say? It's all about control, and I've got lots of it. But there's another part in there where she says something like, see, I will have to say the whole thing. Fuck it, why not? This is a story about control, my control. Control of what I say, control of what I do. And this time I'm going to do it my way. I hope you enjoy this as much as I do. Are we ready? I am, because it's all about control, and I've got lots of it. I had to say the whole thing. So it's like, my brain was like, nope, ADHD. Like, you're not going to get that one little part out of that. You're going to have to say the whole thing. Okay, fine. God, spirit. Thank you. But yes, somebody might be a Janet Jackson fan. Whoop, whoop. That's my girl. People joke and say that's your real mom. I'm like, they like, you know, she had that secret baby back in like 85, 86, right? I'm like, well, I was born in 85. I am on the cusp of 86, but I am not Janet Jackson's daughter. Oh man, people are stupid. Like, some of my friends be saying that. They're like, you know, that's your real mom, right? I'm like, shut up. All right, so like I said, we do have forge and don't follow here, right? And yeah, it definitely lines up with what we've been seeing throughout this reading, right? All right, so we got on the bottom here. Portal is here. Doors are opening. You decide. Rewards, wild card. You know, free will is at play here. So being able to make that choice to open up this door to new opportunities, it does fall on your shoulders. You know, you could be, you know, awarded the opportunities to, you know, to do different things, but you have to be the ones to actually accept it, right? And if you're not answering the call, as we talked about a moment ago, that can make things a little complex. So deep cellular healing, Arcturus, energy, physical and emotional healing. Whole purpose of this reading. Thank you, Spirit. Yeah, Spirit drew me to reading one more card from here. So, even though that was on the top of the deck, it's almost like they wanted me to put that actually in the spread for some reason. Can't make this up. Weight of the world, boundaries, let it go. It's not yours to carry. We had that energy more than once. Holy shit. Wow. The courageous peony, multifaceted, unique nature. Let yourself be seen. So this is definitely about self-expression, guys. Like, if you're resonating with this this reading so far, this is about being able to be your most authentic and truest self. You've been holding on to, trying to impress other people or do things a certain way. You're like, oh, I don't want to disappoint this person and that person. And it's like, it's not about them. It's about you and what you want to do for yourself at this point. So there's nothing wrong with being able to really hone in on that, right? This resonates with me like a motherfucker because, like, I talk about this on here from time to time, but I have a really hard time with sharing like my tarot stuff on my personal page on Facebook, or account I should say, on Facebook. Like, I'm like, because I know I have, like, people in my family, more so on my mom's side, not really on my dad's side, who are like, not to be funny, love them to death, but they're like the Bible thumpers, some of them, Southern, Baptist kind of people who, that's how they were raised. I was raised that way. And what I do, they're like, nope, that's the devil's work. And I'm like, is it? If I'm actually helping people work on themselves, I don't think so. You know what I mean? And I've had, like, truly, I've had like different types of gifts since I was a kid and didn't understand what any of it meant. So some of you guys might resonate with that. So it's like, okay, so I, at 40 years old, still have a hard time with being my truest self. So these messages, you can resonate with me. So, let me know if this stuff is making sense, just wanting to, really just, put yourself out there and be like, I just want to be me. I don't want to have to live, by anybody else's rules anymore, I'm hearing, Diana, oh, my ears ringing like crazy now. I'm hearing I'm Coming Out by Diana Ross. I'm coming out. I want the world to know. Got to let it show. All right. So, when I split the deck of, by the way, we're reading now from a new one. We have the Inner Child Oracle. Love this deck. It's a really good one. So, when I split the deck, we have Be Present. Yes. Find clarity in the moment. So, for some of you, this is stuff that's happening really, really much, like, right now. It's like, okay, yeah, this is what I'm going through. This is how I've been feeling. 32:23 when I looked up. We have Go Inward. It's time to connect with your inner child. And did I not just say a little while ago, some of this could stem, very, very far back for you. And it's like, okay, here in this present moment, I'm realizing there are certain things that I learned when I was growing up. And I'm like, this is not really for me. This is not how I want to live my life. I'm getting that. All right, so we're going to do a couple more shuffles. Maybe like 3 more shuffles. And then we're going to keep on going with the momentum. I feel like this is a good message, and I'm happy I'm not like crying and shit because, like, I'm a crier, such a pansy, but like last night I had reason to cry, but there are times where I've been just crying on here. But the thing is, as an empath, I feel the energy of other people. So like if other people are going through like heavy shit, I could feel it. I could feel physical body ailments and all kind of things. Like, if I were to say, I'll stop and be like, I feel like someone's got da-da-da, and they're like, I've got that. I'm like, there you go. So I knew somebody in here had something going on. It happens all the time. But, and it bugs some of my friends out when they watch, because they're like, yo, girl, how did you know? Like, here you go, welcome. It could be a lot though. So there might, I'm definitely picking up on somebody's an empath here who ends up watching, if you're here currently, or somebody who ends up watching later. Get an empath energy. I did also get an energy of somebody might have like a skin ailment kind of thing going on. Completely unrelated to this reading, but I'm picking up on that. Somebody might want to go to the dermatologist. You might have been putting something on hold, like a rash or something. Go get it checked out just to make sure that it's nothing, serious, or just, just for the comfort, you know what I mean? Like if it's something super itchy or something and it's not going away and it's getting worse, go get that checked out. I'm also getting somebody who might need to change their body wash. See, Spirit just has these little weird tidbits where it's like it has nothing to do with the reading, and it's like, okay, well, you told me to say it, I'm gonna go say it, and now we're gonna go back to the reading. Sorry guys. All right, so we have get lost here on the bottom. It says fall deep into the realm of imagination, right? And what are children? Imaginative, right? You know, we grow up, and you know, probably by the time we're about, you know, maybe 7, 8 years old, all of a sudden all that sense of wonderment just goes away. You know, now we're logical and or expected to be, and it's like, you know, what about all the imagination is imagination, SpongeBob. You know, being able to just, you know, have fun with that. And you know, somebody might be a creative, my cousin, but other people who are here might be creatives as well, who, you know, maybe you felt stifled as a kid, and that's why there's so much stuff about creation that's been showing up throughout the reading. They're like creation, 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 you know, and it's like you can, you know, alchemize and stuff and utilize, you know, all that pent up, you know, need of expression and do something really great with it. So, you know, some of you guys might write poetry or songs. You might be painters. So that's super cool. But yeah, this is a time for you to hone in on that. I got goosebumps as I started saying that part. Yeah. Like I'm getting like you could leave people in awe with how gifted and talented you are. You just don't get a chance to showcase it the way that you should. Is what I'm picking up on. We have do what you need to do. It may be difficult, but it is the time. And we talked about timing, right? There's like 3 or 4 cards that showed up at this point that are talking about timing, right? Like the time is now for you to start to do these things because you deserve to be happier. You deserve to feel like you're living your most authentic and truest self, right? Connect to eternity within. Let yourself be held by love. Yeah. Wow. Really connecting with yourself, your inner self, your higher self, maybe through the form of art for some. All right, let's get like 3 cards from here, Spirit. And we're gonna look at some tarot. It's a lot of cards. What is this? Let go of the past is trying to show up. All right, let's get like 3 from here. Thank you. What is this? All right, so we have flow with the rhythm. Get lost in the rhythm of movement today. Some of you guys might be dancers or always wanted to be a dancer. You have 3737 on the timer. Getting that number, that energy of like 5 again too. So we got like 5, we had like 25, we had 7. So we had about different energies coming up when it comes to like numbers, but that stuck out to me for some reason. Yeah, something about ooh, my ears going crazy. Yeah, I am getting something about dance. Maybe some of you guys wanted to try out for that show way back. So you think you can dance? I used to watch that with my mom. That and like Dancing with the Stars. So somebody might like really, you know, enjoy dance. Or did it like as a kid. Like, I don't think I'm gonna do that anymore. I'm not that good at it anymore. I'm getting something like that. A little self doubt maybe. Or it could also just be, you know, being goofy and having fun and just dancing around the house. You know, just let your body move a little bit, right? I just heard, again, I work with kids, so I'm hearing, get your sillies out. um, yeah, it's cute. They always show my kids to me some kind of way when I say my kids and my students, like songs and stuff, affirmations. Because I do affirmations with my students every day. Yeah. What else is here? Be still. Cultivate a space of peace and silence just to be. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Time to just be by yourself. Focus on you. And we all have do what you need to do is here again. Alright, let's get 2 more from here, Spirit. Again, if you're new to the channel and haven't done so already, hit that like button and subscribe. I would greatly appreciate the support. And that way you'll also know when I'm on. This card came out and it flipped in the reverse. It wasn't in the deck like this already. It flipped out. It says set boundaries. So big time importance on setting boundaries because we got more than one card about that already. Actually, well, 3 or 4 cards at this point, I want to say. Claim your power and know your value today. And the number on here, 32. What does it add up to? 5. So that number 5 is definitely important for somebody. And 5 represents change. So boundaries is really important. Throat chakra. I remember earlier I was like, somebody might need to say something to somebody and they don't know how to. I felt stifled, and now I'm feeling that energy again. It's like, and all of a sudden my heart is like fluttering. Like there's a conversation or something that somebody needs to have. Like they gotta get something off their chest type shit, and it's like, I don't know if I can do it. It's giving me that. Whew. Yeah. What we have here on the bottom. Emotions are the reflection. Look for the deeper meaning. Yeah, where do these emotions stem from? Look a little bit deeper into that, because what I'm feeling right now, all of a sudden I was fine. I started all of a sudden feeling clammy, like I'm getting anxiety type shit, like even like the thought of a conversation might make you anxious, like you're like, I don't know if I could talk to this person about this stuff, mouth dry type thing, like I don't know if I can get it out, like it's giving me that. They're like, you know what, if you're worried about, other people still loving you and stuff like that, the most important connection you can have is with yourself and the Most High, right? So connect with the eternity within. It's here again on the top. Middle of the deck we have today. Today is the day. It's time to begin the journey. I just heard you gonna learn today. Spirit's like, Spirit's funny. They're like, give me my microphone. So, bitch. No, let me stop. But no, seriously, like there's I'm getting like something maybe with a parent or something. I ain't gonna hold you. Like I'm picking up on a parent. Like, you know what? You can't run my life. I heard the word enmeshment. So somebody might have like that kind of relationship with a parent where like it's like an enmeshment where they try to control everything and like, they make you feel like crap for doing anything different than what they're telling you to do. And this is something that's been going on for a long ass time. Fuck that. And that's where like the boundaries come in, and sometimes even some healthy distance too. It's like, if you know somebody makes you feel like that, that's not energy you want around you. You have go on an adventure. Today is the day to try something daring. They like, look, nigga, y'all gonna have to say what you gotta say. Because, yeah, holding it back, yeah. Let go of the past. It's time to re-envision a new story. So we already had like that letting go of the past kind of energy show up more than once. Top of the deck we have a time to remember. Look back at your childhood. Yeah, it's time to ask yourself those questions, those hard questions. Where does all this come from? It's time to celebrate. Cultivate an air of celebration today. By celebrating who you truly are. And not worrying about what other people have to say, including family. Including your own parents. Why? Because this is the energy that they want you to try to focus on. 9 of Cups. Wish fulfillment. Top of the deck, rest. How many cards do we get about that? A lot. And we do have 6 of Wands here in the middle of the deck. Success and victory. Recognition. Let me do some shuffles first, actually. Let's just went straight into this part of the reading. I think we're gonna do a set like that too long. I'm getting old, can't be doing that. I usually sit crisscross applesauce when I read, and then like now because I'm getting old, I can't stay like that too long. I'm like, oof. Wow, well, look at creative expression showing up as I'm shuffling. Look at that. But yeah, I can't stay like that too long anymore. Like, damn my knee, damn my ankle. All right, Spirit. A couple more shuffles, and we're gonna do a cross of truth. And then I do see the World card as I'm shuffling too. And then we're going to read from the Repair, Evolution, Growth Oracle deck, and that'll be the end of the reading. Again, I do hope that you guys have enjoyed this reading. Hope that it's been meaningful. That's always my goal. And I know that with readings like this, sometimes they get a little too much, and people are like, okay, I'd rather watch, is the karmic watching me kind of readings, you know what I mean? I don't do those types of readings too much. I'm not saying I don't do them at all, but not often. This is more of a soul-led kind of channel. So we look at the stuff that's going on a little bit deeper, you know, so that we can work on, you know, our healing. That's what we do on this channel, mostly. Do we get a little bit raunchy? Yes. Do we get a little bit messy? Yeah, also yes. So we do a little bit of everything on here, but we do try to, you know, focus more so on the healing journey. All right, so we do have on the bottom of the deck, Queen of Pentacles is here. Okay, let's see what's on the. Okay, we have Three of Cups on the top, just so you can see. And we have Page of Cups. So what I am getting here, to be honest with you, is because we did talk about, like, you know, the soul tribe type of thing and friends and all that stuff, camaraderie. I am getting that you guys have been feeling very isolated lately. It could be because of something you went through with a friend or a friend group where you kind of distance yourself from said person. For some, this is not going to resonate with everybody. So only take the message if it resonates. But they might come in with some type of apology. And the thing is, like, you're one of those people, you're very loving and generous and giving. And they know that. So I'm getting, like, you know, just be kind of maybe cautious of people's intentions. Yeah, see, because for some of you guys, you already ended this. Death is underneath that Queen of Pentacles. So I am picking up on that, but we're going to see what cards actually come out. That was just the, you know, quick little synopsis. Hey, Soul of a Man, aka Demond, what's up, bro? How you doing? Thank you for popping in. Thank you, guys. Check my boy Demond out from Soul of a Man. Also, if you scroll up a little bit further, my cousin, Studio 20 Music 14, check him out. That is my cousin. He is a producer, performer. He does a whole bunch of cool things, an engineer and all that stuff, music engineer. Based out in Vegas, or technically from New Bedford, Massachusetts. Cape Verdean stand up. But yeah. Oh wait, are you from Fall River? Fall River? Or is it New Bedford? You're New Bedford, right? And I think Auntie Audrey's kids are all Fall River, if I remember correctly. But almost took my breath away. Took my breath away. But point being, yeah, my Cape Verdean family over here. All right. Let's see. So let's get it crack-a-lackin'. Oh, yes. And again, if you, because I didn't finish what I was saying. If you scroll up a little bit further, you'll also see my girl, the Phoenix Priestess. Check her out too. Amazing person, amazing reader. That is my home slice right there. Love her and greatly appreciate her. Alright, guys, so let's see, what is the overall energy when it comes to this energy we're seeing currently? What else does the collective need to know at this time for their highest good spirit? Thank you. Alright, so we do have Knight of Swords, which is about fast movement, right? It's like this energy that's coming in really quick, seizing new opportunities really fast. It's also about, I heard the word intellect. There's a lot of intellect attached to it as well. Yeah, the Star. Ooh, somebody might have Aquarius in their chart, because we have two cards that have Aquarius energy on them. Getting heavy Aquarius. But yeah, and look, it's like this is another, like, this card to me mostly represents, like, you know, optimism and healing, right? And hope. But I'm going to read what it says. I don't typically do this, but I'm going to read it because something stuck out to me. Creativity and inspiration, those words stuck out to me. I don't typically even read the blurbs because I know what the cards mean, but there's something that Spirit wanted me to convey through reading this. It says hope, recognition, inspiration, creativity, calm, contentment, renewal, serenity, spirituality, healing, positivity, faith. Healing is here twice. Rejuvenation, tranquility, enjoyment, faith in the future, happiness, promise, and hope. And then there's like a little I guess we would say like a mantra, I guess. The universe shows me that I can have faith in my dreams. I don't typically read that stuff. I usually kind of just go for it because, like, again, I know what the cards mean, so I don't really care about all that. But, like, yeah, you guys are having a hard time with going after what it is that you dream of doing. And this is a time to act, is what I'm getting. Yeah. You know, you've been behind the veil, just resting and all that for a minute. You know, being on the fence, rock between a rock and a hard place, all that stuff for a long time. Now they're like, you know what, step on out. Tell us a little bit more about this Knight of Swords. What's maybe the challenge here? Excuse me. What we got? Whatever it is, I'm gonna take it the position that it came out in. I don't know if it flipped or not. Oh, it didn't. This makes a lot of sense. The challenge is, and we talked about this, what were you taught? What were you taught? Your values, right? Your upbringing. Those are things that impact what you choose to do now. And they're saying, hey, it's time to kind of skedaddle from those things. Yeah, because a lot of the time this has led to nothing but disappointments. You don't get to be your truest self, so how disappointing is that, right? Yeah, sometimes you just have to, bow out gracefully and say, you know what, I gotta do what I gotta do. And we did get a card that literally said that, gotta do what you gotta do. Accept defeat and be like, you know what, this is, I got a little loopy on that one. Sorry, got a little dizzy. Happens sometimes. I also need to eat. I didn't eat much today. But, as I talk about nourishing our bodies, right? that spirit saying, bitch. Practice what you preach. Yes, I hear you, spirit. Got it. All right. But yeah, sometimes we have to kind of walk away, right? Surrender from the things that no longer serve, including upbringing and belief systems. Yeah. Because guess what? You got anxiety here, and I talked about feeling a great sense of anxiety a little while ago. I felt it. Nine of Swords is here, right? There's those like fears and stuff like, okay, if I step away from, what I've been taught, what's going to happen? Is it going to block me? Like, are people going to hate me? Like, all these different things. You start, perseverating on the same shit over and over again, thinking about it too much. Maybe that's why I feel a little loopy too. It's like that's what your brain is like, you just feel like, oh my God, I don't know if I'm coming or going. But, you have to kind of start recognizing, okay, well, even though it might be one of those things where it's, hard to kind of understand right now. You've been being called for a while to step in. Step into your authentic self because, you've been essentially lying to yourself for a very long time. All right, tell us more. What is the... What's the recent past? What's the recent past? Partnerships. Two of Cups is here. Partnerships has possibly been one of the things that's contributed greatly to, recognizing that you're not living your fullest potential. Yeah, we have King of Wands here. You're meant to be a leader, right? And there was literally a card that said something like be the leader that you never had or something like that. Like, there was literally a card that said something like that. And it's like, when there are certain partnerships in your life or whatever, whether it's romantic, family, friends, whatever, work, that don't align with your core values anymore, or you're headed, sometimes you have to just kind of take your own, leadership over your life, right? Take control over your own life. But the thing is, you kind of get stuck in your head about it because of the fact that, you get all, maybe that's why I was feeling all weird like that. You feel a little bit loopy, right? You stay stuck in the dream-like state, you know, but you're not doing anything. There's too many options. There's too many thoughts going on in there. And it's like, you got to be like the man just said, solo man just said, take control, right? And one thing about the King of Wands showing up as Aries energy, that motherfucker takes control. And I literally, the man, you weren't here at the time, but I channeled Control by Janet Jackson. How funny is that? Earlier. Um, so yeah, it's time to take control, right? Yep, more Aries energy. We got this Three of Wands here in the middle of the deck. And the thing is, this isn't just about, waiting for your ships to sail. And it also represents, because it follows the Two of Wands, which is about choice. This is about the action behind said choice, right? They leave behind those two staffs and they go in a new direction. So that requires, I was about to say involves and requires at the same time. That involves that foresight, right? Planning to how to move about the situation. And I think that's also the thing too. Like, don't act with haste. Yes, take these new opportunities as they come in, but plan it out, right? Move with a little bit of grace, and be able to, you know, I heard the word circumvent. It's an interesting word. How do you navigate it, right? How do you move around the circumstances in a way that is conducive to your growth? That's what I'm getting. All right, so what is the incoming energy? Some people ain't gonna like it. Tough titty. We got Five of Wands here. Some people aren't gonna like that, and it's okay, right? And look at that. What's there? More fire energy, and it's Leo. So we're getting some fire energy popping through. We got a little bit of everything going on, but we did see more than one card that had Aries energy, and now we got some Leo. So fire energy is coming in now. Fire, fire. Somebody might like Beavis and Butthead. Back. Whew. All right. Ooh, y'all heard that? Ooh, see, I'm getting old, man. Cracking and shit everywhere. Gotta readjust all the time. My students really gonna be like, Miss Michelle, are you okay? I'm like, am I? Falling apart. No, they stop. But yeah, maybe that's why somebody needs to move. Maybe Spirit was talking to me about that movement card. Like, move your body. Oh God, here I go being a millennial. Move your body, girl. Make the fellas go. Move that girl. Oh man, high school was a time in the 2000s. It was fun. Early 2000s. Class of '04. Fun times. Anywho, back to the reading. Sorry guys. See, but I'm in better spirits than I was yesterday. That's a good thing, right? Because I was crying and shit on here, and I'm like, oh man, I don't even think I'm gonna make it through the fucking reading. But I'm in better spirits today, which is a good thing. Look at that. Now we got more fire energy. Bottom of the deck, we have Page of Wands. Sagittarius. That's me, Sag. So I am getting, you guys are enthusiastic about what it is that's coming towards you, but other people are going to be looking at you like, what the fuck are you doing? And you're going to be like, hey, I don't care what you're thinking, because I'm walking away. I surrendered. I don't need this. Throwing up the white flag. Goodbye. Because it's like, why am I going to stay in situations where I'm not happy, or around people who make me miserable? Yeah, yeah, exactly. No, I am not carrying yet more fire energy with that Sagittarius vibe. With this Ten of Wands here, you felt burdened so long, and you're like, yeah, I'm letting that burden go. Can't do it anymore. It's given like, especially when we talk about like perspective, right? And seeing things from, view, a new lens of the world. And it's like, as you allow yourself to set healthy boundaries, will there be people who are going to feel away? Yeah. Especially if it's family. But at the end of the day, you're doing what's necessary for you and your growth. These are not things I would say, oh yeah, step away from family, like just as, all willy nilly. Like, nah, they're people. Ren, what are you doing? Let that go. Ren. Just like pulling on the curtain. Ren. I don't think she realizes she's doing that. She's laying down on the couch and like that. So she won't knock the curtain down. Alright, whatever. Back to the reading. Alright, so let's see, what is like the basis of all of this? The foundation. Excuse me. We have that Two of Pentacles energy, finding balance, right? You're trying to find a sense of balance within yourself. Capricorn energy. Also have some Scorpio here with the Hermit. Like, you guys are just trying to figure out, I just want to find balance with myself. And if that means I have to maybe start kind of distancing myself, I feel like this has been happening for some of you already. If I have to start distancing myself from people so that I can have that, I'm doing some soul searching. I'm trying to figure myself out. I'm trying to, get to the core of me and who I actually am. Damn, a lot of fire sign energy has been showing up. Yep, 8 of Wands. And that's going to be the thing that's going to allow you to kind of go into the direction that you want to go. It allows for you to, I heard the word trajectory. It allows, and I heard the word catapult. It allows you to catapult into what it is that is meant for you. You've been wishy-washy, one foot in, one foot out for a long time, and now you're realizing, after spending some time alone, you're like, okay, yeah, no, I can't do this anymore. This is just not for me. Yeah. Exactly. You took a lot of time to yourself, resting and, or you're in the process of this, realizing, yeah, there's just certain things that don't serve. And even when it's people you love, you gotta do what you gotta do. Trust me, I can vouch and say that I had to distance myself from certain family members and stuff who I love them to death, but I can't be around them like that. Just can't do it. Wish them well. I talk from time to time, but I can't be around them like that. I can't have them really in my life like that, and it's unfortunate sometimes, but self-preservation too, right? You got to protect your energy. You can't be holding on to certain people and situations when you know it doesn't serve, right? Again, you still love these people, said people, right? But there's also what was that? I was like up here, like it went like actually started down here and then went like that. It was like an orb or something on the side. It happens. I'm used to that. But who or what was that? Alright, so let's get the likely outcome here. And again, if you enjoyed this reading and felt like the message resonated, let me know in the comments or with your reactions. You can also hit that like button. Greatly appreciate that. If you're new and haven't done so already, subscribe. Hit that notification bell as well. All that good stuff to help support the channel. Alright, so we have the Chariot here. And that's about victory, successful, moving forward. Forward. Some of you guys might physically be thinking about moving. We're in the process of doing so. Let me know in the comments if that resonates. Yeah, you're moving on past the disappointments and heartbreaks. You're like, I've been there, done that. I'm not doing that no more. Taking control, as my brother said. Yep, more of that Aries energy that we picked up before. Some of you guys might have heavy Aries and or fire in general in your chart somewhere. Let me know in the comments if that resonates. But yeah, you guys are like, yeah, nah, man, I gotta take control over my life. I can't do this no more. Yep. Sometimes you gotta call a spade a spade. You know, and accept the endings, right? Because remember, an ending is merely just a new beginning, right? All that pain, suffering, and all that, like, no need to hold on to it anymore. You are protected. Yeah. Spirit guidance, co-creation, yeah. Working with spirit to, help you on the journey. Creativity, can't make it up, I'm telling you. That was one of the main messages of this reading was creativity. That's crazy. All right, let's get like 2 messages to close out, and I think that should be good. 2 to 3 messages, and that'll be the end of the reading. This was a nice one. It was like heavy enough where like there was definitely some parts where like, oh, I'm like, oh, damn, that's kind of okay. you know but not enough to make me cry, which is good because I cry on here all the time. I was saying it before. When I feel like really heavy energy, I can't control it. Like it's a lot. But this one felt slightly lighthearted at the same time because it's like, yes, there is like that diving deeper within self and understanding the motivations and things as to you know why you might do some of the things that you do and what makes you tick, and now being able to discover a little bit more through that healing process that's been showing up throughout this reading. However, the prognosis the prognosis is it looks good. It's like, okay, well, you know I don't feel anything negative here. Other people gonna feel away, and that's their problem. They ain't got shit to do with you. But you have a lot of gifts. A lot of gifts. Here on the bottom of the deck we have intuitive wisdom gifts. It says honor your innate ability to see psychically and trust your gut feelings. Trust your guidance and the vibrations you feel. When you truly step into your abilities, all of your senses rush in. Look into expanding your gifts by taking classes, diary, meditating, and listening to your inner voice. So some of you guys might also be very similar to me in the sense of like you're still struggling with like, you know, honing in on your intuitive gifts. And it's like, because we all technically have them, it's just whether or not you decide to like, actually hone in on them, if that makes sense. Because like people like, oh, psychics are fake. I'm like, technically we all can be psychic if we allow ourselves to hone in on those gifts. We all have it. So it's like we all have intuition, like we all have gut feelings and stuff. That's technically psychic ability. So it's like, ESP, where you see something happen before it actually happens, and you're like, what the fuck was that about? And yeah, we all have that, all of us. So it's like, it's just a matter if you allow for yourself to expand and welcome it. A lot of us, we shut it out because we're like, oh no, that's bad, or something's wrong with me, that kind of thing. There's something wrong with you if you allow yourself to hone in on it. Yeah, it's not personal. Projection. People will project their ideas onto you and ideologies onto you, which thus, has an influence on how you, react or behave in these situations. So it says, many times others project their own pain onto you. This situation is not personal, but rather an opportunity for compassion for yourself and the other person involved. Hence the forgiveness card that showed up more than once. Stop taking the blame by automatically thinking it's your fault. Have discernment of what you own, but also know what part is not your problem. Wow. We talked about that. Holding on to shit that ain't yours. We talked about that. Damn. Balance needed, relationships. And we talked about balance throughout this relationship. Throughout this reading as well. Sorry. Make sure all of your relationships are equal and balanced with giving and receiving. If they are out of rhythm, then if they are out of rhythm, they have a comma in a weird place. then the other is sacrificing and it can't sustain itself. Therefore, yeah, they have commas and stuff in places that it doesn't belong. It will create more obstacles to overcome. Know you are worthy and deserve respect in all ways. And me being I was I was supposed to be a writing tutor in college. I opted out because I had a full-time job already and a kid, and I was taking 3 courses. I was like, I can't do all of this. Like, this is not gonna work. But my professor, she begged me practically for like 2 semesters. She was like, please be a writing tutor. You're so good. And I'm like, Professor Smith, I can't do it. I just don't have it in me. I got too much going on. I wanted to. It would have looked good on my resume too, but it's fine. Um, but yeah, I love writing, so I did like some short stories and stuff. I didn't publish them, but she was like, "You should publish these." I was like, Again, not feeling good enough. And we talked about creativity. There we go. And look what we got here: passion ignited, desire. Live with passion by stepping into what feeds your soul and gives you joy. Exactly. When you choose to make room for this in your life, the universe responds by creating opportunities, wow, that support your soul's purpose and passion. You can't make this shit up even if you wanted to. We literally was talking about all of that shit throughout this reading. So the fact that all this is kind of coming like full circle right now, I mean, this is how it usually happens anyway, but it's like, what? It's just, it's always mind-boggling for me. Even though I know it's gonna happen exactly this way, but it's like once like things that I've already said come out at the end, or stuff just keeps on affirming, I'm just like, yo, shit's wild every time. Different decks. And they're all saying the same stuff. I'm just saying, guys. We have betrayal revealed here. The situation will reveal to you the intention behind it, whether it's you betraying yourself in some way, whoa, or another person or situation. You are being asked to unmask the truth by removing any blinders that hinder your clarity that is needed. So sometimes we put a blinder on and we don't see the truth for what it is, whether we're lying to ourselves or people are lying to us and we don't want to see the truth. This is a time to recognize what's real. And I guess that's why this I'm sorry card is here. It showed up more than once. Like, it was like in the deck and then it came out officially on the spread, or in the spread, I should say. So, yeah. Being able to recognize, like, okay, you know what? I have to see things for what it really is. And that can cause some friction, whether it's within yourself or with other people. Past life karma, yeah, we had got energy of 11 a few times throughout the reading. I didn't really mention it because I feel like karma always shows up in readings anyway, just one of those things. But I did mention word for word that I was getting closing out some cycles. Wow. Let's see what it says. Here on the bottom of the deck, it says, this indicates a past life is the reason why the intense energy surrounds you, the person or situation. Look into ways to clear past life karma and see the bigger picture of the situation by viewing it from a lesson perspective. We talked about perspective multiple times throughout this reading. Taking ownership for your part and forgiveness are a key in releasing past life karma. Oh my good fuckingness. What? Old conditioning, release. Oh my god. Like, the ending of this reading is wild. Wow. See? I was going to read from a different deck, and then I was like, you know what? I feel drawn to these for the closing message. I really like this deck. This deck was really cheap. For those of you who are readers as well, or just want to have decks at home, like maybe start reading for yourself. This is the Repair Evolution Growth Oracle from Amazon. I think these were like $15. But the messages that come from them, wildly accurate. Wildly accurate. I think I even read for my son when he was home last summer. I was like, I'm gonna test these out on you, and he was like, Ma, that was kind of scary, bro. He was like, those are accurate. I was like, yeah, exactly. All right, back to what I was about to say. I'm sorry. It's time to release old conditioning and to step into a new way of being. The old story and past cycles of blame, shame, and guilt need to move out. Take inventory of what no longer resonates, and what isn't your burden to carry. Oh my God, you can't make it up. Unload what has been weighing you down. Oh my God, this reading is wild. The synchronicities and affirmations and projection is here again. What the fuck? One more from here, Spirit. I have to. Just one more and that's it. What? This is crazy. Especially if you like been popping in throughout and you heard some of these messages. What? This is, it's almost creepy. But again, I expect it because it's like, this is how the ending of these readings go. But it's like, it doesn't change the fact that like, wow, the accuracy and the synchronicities throughout, it's like, what? We have well, I was gonna say, oh, we are family. Family dynamics. Somebody might have roots to the south. Let me know in the comments if you feel comfortable. Family dynamic, reconcile. Your family is requiring time to heal issues that have created a wedge or unrest. We all need support as we move forward, and having an open, loving family unit is essential. See, the thing is, however, while that sounds so pretty on paper, right? Is it in alignment with where you're headed? As it says, stuck energy. We talked about feeling stuck and stagnant before. Alignment here. Um, you have stuck. You have stuck energy that can be caused by holding on to pain or having resistance to let go. Let new energy flow in. Get grounded. We talked about grounded energy earlier, and reconnect your body once again. We talked about that. So again, if it doesn't feel right, then it's not worthy of reconciling. If it feels good, if it, use your intuition, right? Like if it feels okay, because everybody's going through different things. Sometimes certain family dynamics can be healed, but not all. And I think we're kind of taught like, oh yeah, family is family, like you have to stick by your family, and it's like, again, that's cute, but not if your family causes you strife and angst and a bunch of bullshit. Like you have to also recognize when to kind of surrender and let go, right? We talked about isolation earlier here on the top of the deck, where we have isolation, lonely. We talked about taking time to yourself for a bit. There's a tendency to push people away by isolating yourself from uncomfortable situations. Look into new ways to break down the walls to create better ways to connect with others. Don't keep your light to yourself. Open up and share it. Now, again, your own discernment is going to be important here, because sometimes you have to, take a moment to kind of, do that soul searching hermit card that showed up earlier, to be able to recognize what's what. Not every relationship is meant to rekindle or work on, right? So if you honestly feel that it's meant to work on, go for it. Absolutely. But we're talking about betrayals and all kind of stuff, even to the point where you start betraying yourself and what it is that you need, what you need to connect with within yourself. Just recognizing that is important. Yeah, because you want to vibrate high. We talked about transformation earlier too. It says high vibrations, transformation here in the middle of the deck here. And then there's something about the heart space. And we talked about like the heart before, emotions, right? A lot of emotions here. I'm also getting, this is again separate from the actual reading itself. Somebody might have heart stuff going on. Don't take that lightly is what I'm kind of getting. Make sure you're keeping it managed and under control. So like high blood pressure, high cholesterol, chest pains, things like that. Make sure that you're getting those things looked at and taking it seriously. Because yeah, her heart disease. just making sure that you keep those things, you know, looked at, especially because we were talking about like family, you know, cycles and stuff like that earlier. There could be something that's hereditary that has been passed down, and I talked about it earlier. I do tend to pick up on ailments and stuff like that because I'm an empath, and I'm not saying it like in like some, you know, weird, you know, juju bullshit kind of thing, like what is she talking about type of thing. Literally, I've had people come on here and be like, I literally have that going on right now, how the fuck did you know? Somebody, as soon as they came in, all of a sudden my whole, like this whole side of my face started hurting. I was like, somebody might have like really bad migraine headaches right now, or like something with their sinuses. They had a sinus infection and they had just came in. They were about to go to the doctor to, you know, get medicine for it. I'm telling you, like, like when I say this stuff, I'm not just saying it just to say it, you know. So there could be something about that. So don't take it lightly, is what I'm getting. But anyway, sorry. Back to the reading. um, High vibrations transformation. You have chosen to step into a higher vibration that is in alignment. Yep, alignment was on the bottom. That's in alignment with your soul path and higher knowing. You now have the awareness. I talked about knowledge earlier, that you are limitless and are ready for transformation. You can't make it up even if you wanted to. Wow, guys, that was a good reading, and I'm happy that I'm in a better space than yesterday. I feel like I'm, you know, taking control of my emotions and the mourning process and things like that. I feel better. I was with my kiddos today at the school, and I think that helped a little bit when they were like, "Oh, Michelle, we missed you." I'm like, "Oh, I missed you guys too." They're not used to me not being there, so they're like, "We missed you." Hey, Cairo, how are you? I love that I have somebody all the way from France. Thank you, my love. Appreciate you. But yeah, guys, that is the reading. This was a good one. So I'm gonna post this up, you know, as soon as I get off of here. So within probably a couple minutes or so of me exiting out, it should be available. And if you want to check it out from the beginning, you can. But yeah, it was a good one. Almost an hour and a half, not too bad. Yesterday's was almost 2 hours long. Yeah, so definitely some really good messages in here, but I would say the, you know, the gist of this is the idea that, you know, a lot of guys will resonate with the idea that you guys have just been so tired and feeling so weighed down and burdened because you're holding on to shit that ain't yours, and it's time to release it. And along with releasing it is also releasing, you know, ideologies and stuff that also don't fit your narrative anymore. And some of the stuff stems really far back, including as far back as childhood, could be with your own parents and things like that. And just being able to recognize it's time to take control over your life, right? And being able to, you know, create the life that you want to create. Some of you guys are creatives, and, you know, maybe that's something that wasn't taken seriously and wasn't really, you know, welcomed when you were growing up. You know, I'm getting artists of different forms, you know, musicians, painters, dancers, so on and so forth. This is a time to be able to, you know, again, create the life that you want to create for yourself. And understanding that not every relationship is meant to be, you know, mended, if that makes any sense. If it feels like it sits well in your heart that you should work on it, go for it. But recognize that not every relationship is meant to be, you know, repaired. Sometimes you have to love people from a distance, and that's okay. It's a part of the karmic lessons sometimes that come with, you know, our lives, and just being able to recognize the difference. That's what I'm kind of getting. So with all that said, you know, I love you guys, and thank you so much for, you know, popping in, even if it was just for a moment. Make sure you're, you know, be in a childlike state sometimes. Just have fun, you know, do something, you know, just imaginative. Do something that makes your heart sing. Some of you guys might like singing, like literally singing. and don't, take it seriously or something, go for it, do some writing and things like that. Um, Anything that makes you feel more contentment, take, the disappointments and pain and think different things and transmute that energy into something that you can use as a form of creation. That was one of the big messages that came out too. So with all that said, again, we're gonna end it. Wrap it up. All right, my loves. You guys have a great rest of your night. I will not see you tomorrow because I have to work both of my jobs. But you might see me on Saturday evening. We shall see. And until next time, my lovies, you guys have a great rest of your evening. And until next time,